Two bros sitting on a futon 5 feet apart because they're not gay. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Pesterquest. Yesterday, well, actually yeah, it would be yesterday for you guys. We got started on the trolls. We got to meet Karkat, we got to see Kanaya, and now we're going straight into Gamzee and Vriska, if I'm remembering correctly. Let's check out Gamzee's first, which will be interesting. Freaking cannons, how do they work? Miracles, right? So volume 6, let's go. Gamzee. I have respect for most clowns now, but Gamzee's family, just Makara's in general, I'm just like, I don't know. Okay, first things first. You deliver Karkat into the arms of a giant white crab, which strikes you as totally normal and a safe thing to do. You're really beginning to get the hang of this zap situation. For instance, you're now capable of utilizing it without unleashing a lengthy exposition of the values of interpersonal relationships. You can just go. Lucky, too, since when you drop Karkat off at his place, he does not look in the mood for philosophy, more into crawling into bed and sleeping for a week. You don't blame him. Dave and John are nice kids, but they do require a high level of buy-in to talk to. Since you have a memory like a steel friendship trap, you recall that there's another possible bro in the area? What did Karkat call that kid who lost his stuff that we went through that meeting? Macarena? Macaroni? You zap to Macaroni's house. This time you aim for the yard and not the broom closet and find yourself outside a huge sandstone castle at the edge of a dark, sprawling ocean. You'd have said it was abandoned if it wasn't for the lights in the windows. I like that the little garage area is probably for the dad Lucis that's never coming home. Anyway. Oh, Lord almighty Gamzee, what the hell? Oh gosh, I got miracles in one ear but not the other. That creeped me out. Don't do that. Okay, Gamzee. Oh man, I don't like that it goes between the two ears. Okay. Standing at the tide line is some sort of Halloween decoration. A scarecrow made entirely of sticks and hair and a pair of oversized gray pants. Wait, they probably don't even have Halloween here. It's already spooky enough every day. The nocturnal world can't even mess with night holidays. The scarecrow throws a rock into the surf. Winding up his long, thin arm is a whole production. Although the motion is surprisingly fluid. You edge closer, not wanting to alarm him, but needing to move the plot along at a reasonable clip. Clear your throat. The boy Scarecrow does the laziest double take you ever seen. It's like he's on half speed. Mother trucker, are you lost? That's a little forward. Not that you aren't hip with the choicest trends that the kids are. You have absolutely no problem with some random teen just swearing at you out of the blue. It's absolutely fine. In fact, you love it. Makara, that's what his name was. You ever look at the ocean? You know, really get your eye stalks going on it? Well, yeah, you're doing that right now, actually, since the ocean's right in front of you, and it's very, very hard not to see it at least out of the corner of your eye. Aw, dang. Felt for sure you were someone's little lost Lucis on account of you being white all over. Your claws are kind of disturbing me, Gamzee. It's weird. Not my old goat for sure. That old jerk's never once showed his ugly skull to share a pie. The tide creeps up at the beach and you take an automatic step back. The water looks normal and Makara is up to his shins in the surf. Hold on. I'm just gonna touch the volume just a smidge. Okay, I don't know if that was too loud or not. I'll find out in playback. Okay. Whew, okay, up to his shins in the surf, but you still don't trust like that. You can teleport, but that doesn't mean you want your toes burned off by alien salt water or whatever the heck. What about you, stranger? You ever get down on a hot, warm plate of gooey mess? Pie, mother trucker. I got one in the oven. Oh, how silly of you. You love pie. You love it so much more than any weird stuff you thought he was talking about. He grins and oh gosh, Horror opens up a pit in your stomach as his skin cracks, before you realize that it's makeup. He's got face paint on. You guess kind of like a clown thing going on? It tracks, the big pants, the crazy hair, etc. It's actually kind of weird, but really not as weird as it should be. Like everything since you began this rollicking friendship romp, this new information feels like remembering rather than learning. But right now, all you really care about, okay. Right now, all you really care about learning or remembering is that sweet pie the kid mentioned. Hell yeah. You got your pan all in there where it's supposed to be. In your sack. Gamzee. Come again? Gamzee. Bless you. My name, mother trucker. Oh man, he angry. For a second, the kid's vacant stare sharpens. His gray eyes are like looking down a long, empty corridor. But just for the briefest moment, you think you see something lurking at the end of it. Something angry. And it's gone. And now we in his hive. What the freaking heck is up with everything? Just wow. Okay. I like the clown right there with the hammer. Feels like the world's revolving. Dun, da, 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 da. Okay. Gamzee brings you inside his hive, which is lopsided and shakes when the wind blows. Whoever designed it definitely got their architecture degree online. It also smells a lot like weed. Take a step into the living room. Honk. Oh geez, there's like 40 little honk horns strewn all over the floor, in a pattern that makes it absolutely inevitable that you will step on most of them on the way to the couch. You give up after a few seconds of careful hopping and just honk your way across the room. It's a goose party up in here. Oh yeah, brother, make that music. Sometimes it all just gets too much to contain, you know what I'm saying? Gamzee sticks his head around the door to find what you assume must be the kitchen. He's got flour on his nose. I thought you said the pie was already in the oven. What's he using flour for? The music builds up, don't it? It's like a miracle. Like a little ball of snot that's caught up in your suck sphincters. You actually have no idea what he's talking about, and you're pretty sure it's not your fault. A bunch of clattering and banging interrupts your thoughts. Dear God, what is he doing in there? How hard is he baking? Then you realize it isn't coming from the kitchen. It's coming from a different door. A closet door. What even is that? Oh crap, it's you and Carcat? You must have time traveled without even meaning to when you zapped here. Dang it, you thought you were getting the hang of this. But how do you respond to this absolutely unforeseen turn of events? Open the door or let Gamzee open the door? Well, if we're going from timeline references, I'm assuming we want Gamzee to get it and keep the timeline going. Figuring this is the best way to prevent a paradox, you wait until the racket gets loud enough to alert your host. What's all that? You shrug and open your eyes real wide to show just how innocent you are. This is a total mystery that absolutely needs solving. Oh hey, hold up, my brother. I'm hearing something in the scrub cubby. Some squeak beast what's all got itself trapped. The noise in the closet breaks off just as Gamzee throws open the door. Yep, same place as before. Other you and Carcat must be shouting at each other back at his hive. Well, he'll be doing most of the shouting. It's really just a mess in here. Crap. Dang, little monsters skidded off. Yeah, weird. You have no idea where they went, and you're totally sure it was not a friend of his who flipped out at the sheer sound of his voice. That would be ridiculous. Oh, no doubt. You're glad you agree on that. Oh, and speaking of which, you mentioned that you have a friend in common. Carcat, small, shouty. Gamzee cracks into such a wide grin, you're surprised his face doesn't turn inside out. Yeah, that there's my best friend. So close as two wrigglers that what slithered out of the mother grub's frumpy butt together. We get our rap on. Rap? Like actual rap? Carcat doesn't really strike you as a rapping type. Not so much as you'd notice. But I know he's got that music inside him somewhere. All wrapped up under his skin, just waiting for a real mother-trucking brother to rip it out. Aw, that's incredibly romantic, but also absolutely the creepiest thing you've ever heard. Aw, hell yes. An ungodly amount of steam issues from the kitchen, like someone baking in a cartoon. Whatever it is smells amazing. Sugary, with just a hint of sharpness to it. Did Gamzee ever say what kind of pie he's making? Miracle pie, sister. I'm a sister now? Miracle pie. Oh, nice. Miracle flavor. Sounds great and not at all like it might burn the roof of your mouth off. I thought so. Clowns. What is it with soap or pies? I remember there was some backstage at Marvis's show, but nobody imbibed in it. Thank goodness. But anyway, Gamzee comes from the kitchen, the sweet smell of getting stronger as he comes closer. He isn't carrying any plates or forks or whatever, so you guess you're just gonna eat with your hands? You look down at your grubby little paws. When's the last time you washed these silly things? You are disgusting. But then you look at the pie and realize that the germs are really going to be the last of your thing, are going to be the least of your worries. It's thick and gelatinous and green. Neon green. Poison control green. Like clip art of something toxic. You are absolutely sure that whatever that pie is made of, humans are not meant to eat it. Probably not trolls either. Gamzee sits down next to you, stretching out his long, skinny legs onto the coffee table, knocking over a stack of comics and a couple empty Faygo bottles. Yikes. This does not make you feel any better about his ability to make good nutritional choices. You ask Gamzee as politely as you're able what kind of pie it is. Oh, dang, brother. Nutrimensory never... Okay. Nutrimensory never gives away a secret ingredient. Okay, so a chef. Okay. All you need to know is that... Okay, all you need to know is this is the good stuff. You want to see the miracles the way I see them? I know you do. I can hear it in your voice. I can see it in your seed stalks. This is the stuff that's gonna put you all the way up over the top. Gamzee gives you that one look. You know the one. When your friend tells you that they got some deliriously dank stuff that they're aching to share with you, that's a real thing that happens. It is absolutely drugs. This is a drooge pie. Eat the drooge pie or dare to resist the drugs and alcohol. Let's find out. I think I shall insult him by saying no. You take a deep breath and prepare to stand up to peer pressure. You tell Gamzee that you think you'll pass on the pie. Whoa, for real? Nobody's ever turned down a bite before. Really? How many people has he offered it to? Gamzee grins. Well, mother truck, you got me there. No fear, brother, no fear. You gotta be all doing what you're feeling. No way I'm about to harsh a brother's flow when it comes to all their personal preferences or whatever. Oh, thank goodness. He isn't going to think you're uncool for not doing his drug pie. You can't exactly recall where you picked up the idea that Alternian drooges are not a good idea, but you're pretty sure it's right. Maybe it's a good general rule of thumb, avoid alien-controlled substances, or possibly all alien substances. Maybe it would be bad for you to even if it wasn't a drooge pie. Your internal anatomy is still a mystery to you. Actually, Gamzee's taking this so well that you feel emboldened to go further, push a little harder. Man, you're really getting brazen with this after-school special stuff. You suggest to Gamzee that maybe he shouldn't eat the pie either. Uh-oh. We don't want sober Gamzee. We don't want that. Okay, he raises both eyebrows and gives you a slow blink, looking from the pie to you and back again. He looks absolutely flabbergasted at the idea. Hasn't anybody ever mentioned to him that he should be careful what he eats? Not even Carcat? Carcat absolutely seems like the kind of guy to want to micromanage his friends' lives. Might have said a thing or two. Once or maybe 2 times. Does Gamzee ever think about following his good friend's advice? Gamzee freezes with a long-fingered hand reaching for the pie. You can practically see the gears turning in his his head. You catch another flicker of the flat, effectiveless menace behind his eyes. Then he splits for another big sloppy grin. Screw it. Gamzee rises eerily to his feet like he's on a marionette strings, almost without bending his knees. Picking up the pie, he shuffles across the rumpus block and opens the window. He makes and holds eye contact as he throws the pie out the window. Oh, okay. Well, that's one way to get rid of it. But what about the pie plate? Well, where that came from. Anything I want, I just enter into the computer and it appears outside the hive and a couple hours later. Miracles, man. Or maybe same-day delivery. Is there a troll Amazon? Gamzee lets out a creaky laugh. It makes you a little nervous. You can't quite pinpoint why. Slow down, brother. You're taking all the deep you're talking all the deep heresies today. Turning down a perfectly good pie. What could have got us well and truly seeing the glories of what the Messiah's put us on this planet. Don't take away my miracles, too. I'm scared. Well, you didn't make him throw the pie out the window. You just made a suggestion. He didn't have to listen to you. No, you got right. You got the right of it, bro. We'll do it your way. You never know. The old goat might come home for once. And he never likes it when I fly high on pie. Well, if he's sure. Gamzee looks at you from across the room. It happened again. Oh, it happened again. Oh, gosh, that hurt. Oh, man, I froze. Okay, I'm fine. Okay. Well, if he's sure. Gamzee looks at you from across the room, silhouetted against the window like a black spot on the moon. And you think you have made a mistake. You aren't exactly sure why. Just something in the back of your head is shouting at you. Maybe you'll check just to be sure. So when Gamzee lopes back to the kitchen, maybe to throw more stuff passive-aggressively out a window, you zap forward. Just a little while. A couple days. The house is quiet. What's making the stomping? Okay. Okay, almost, but everything looks mostly the same. When you listen, though, you hear a steady thump, thump, thump. If you didn't know any better... Oh, okay. If you didn't know any better, you might say that it was someone banging something against drywall. For instance, their head. The sound rattles through the stone of the hive and builds along the scaffolding of your body. Which mounting dread you zap forward a few days. The hive is a wreck. It isn't exactly a showroom before, but now there are 3 times as many honk horns and Faygo bottles overflow off the table. The couch bleeds stuffing from 3 long gouges. The TV's shattered. Every mirror in the house is broken. Every shiny surface slashed past recognition. It's like someone didn't want to see themselves. Gamzee? Oh gosh, what happened? You zap to Karkat's hive. Oh no! He knows Gamzee. He'll be able to tell you. Oh gosh. Red. Red everywhere. It's on Karkat's bedroom walls, the floor, even arcing up to the ceiling. Karkat's red blood. You never gotten the chance to talk to him about it. Your stomach curls in on itself and you fall forward on your knees, retching into the carpet. You haven't had any of that pie, so nothing comes up. Kanaya's room is far greater disarray. She looks like she put more up a fight than Karkat had. There are great gouts of jade blood over the bolts of cloth and drafting table, but it's joined by deep splashes of royal purple. Kanaya's husktop glows sickly in the dim room. A smiley face with a clown nose is painted in the blood on the screen. Beneath it, an instant message flashes. Fussy Fangs? What the hell? You can't ignore me forever, Miriam. I doubt you can even do it for one night. Honk. Honk, honk. The cursor flashes green and purple ooze on the keys, still wet. Oh gosh, he's going after AG too. You have to do something. Uh-oh. You appear in a tall stone room. You've never been here before. Or maybe you have. Maybe you already made good friends with this particular troll. It really depends on which option you chose at the beginning of this volume. Goodness, why did you think of that? Why isn't your brain working? What the heck is wrong with you? You feel like you know all this, but not. Like you watched it all happen to somebody else. From the distance you hear a telltale honk. Ice sheets up your spine. Honk. This is the most cursed noise you ever heard in your life. Jeez, you're gonna have nightmares filled with brass instrumentation, provided you don't die immediately. Honk. I hate this. Okay. Gamzee? Oh, hey there, mother trucker. You're late. Oh, hey, Gamzee. You sure look totally messed up. Green and crimson paint his shirt, splashed his arms to his elbows. It's like Christmas up in here. 3 deep purple gouges intersect his face, still bleeding freely. Dang, dude, you should have kept doing your drugs if this was the alternative. Talk about an overreaction. Overreaction? It's no reaction, little aberrant speck of worm meat. This is the true God's judgment. He came to me, mother trucker. He spoke his words in my ear. He's the one who's ever bothered to say truths to me. Who came to him? Who was speaking truths? Don't worry. You'll meet him soon. Caliborn edition? Sweet. Honk. 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 Oh gosh. Honk. Game over, man. I like that there's just dice on the floor and broken 8 balls. I hope this is coming out all right, cause oh gosh, OBS has been flashing some stuff saying, "Hey, maybe slow down on the encoding here, buddy." And I'm like, "I'm sorry, I'm not doing this on purpose." Okay. Let's not go back there. Let's open the door first. You spring up to answer the door because that's what any good guest would do while their host is busy fighting a pie. You honk your way over, making more music on the way. Miracles or whatever. You wonder what you're going to say when you see yourself. You'll probably get pretty surprised. Up close, the door is sort of warm, not temperature-wise, more in an existential way. A narrative weight hangs around this door. When you touch it, tingling heat shoots up your fingers. Dude, whoa, hold that phone. Man, this door is great. You don't want anything more than to open this door. Dang, you love this door. Just doors in general is actually amazing. You love to open them up and be in one place and then walk through them and be in another. You twist the handle. You're forcibly returned to the start screen. Try again. Okay. Eat the deruge pie. You know what? Screw it. You're magic. You can do whatever you want. You scoop out a big green glowing glob of poison pie. It's so gooey and thick it almost slides right out of your hand. You manage to get a little bit into your mouth. It punches you right in the taste buds. So sweet your teeth ache and without any discernible texture. Just goop that slowly fills your mouth and coats your throat. Wow, this sure is a tactile experience. It doesn't taste bad. It's just sort of like you swallowed a big mouthful of nausea hits you in a wave and ooh, whoa. Every nerve ratchets tight. Yep, this is definitely not meant for whatever kind of creature you are. Your body wants to reject it. You lean over the arm of the couch and prepare to give this volume an additional content warning. But the feeling passes, and not only does it pass, it is accompanied by a rising sweep of euphoria. It shivers up your stomach and into your brainstem. You let out an unintentional sigh of happiness and settle back down onto the couch. Wow, you feel so great right now. Holy crap, deruges are awesome. You want to do them all the time. No wonder Gamzee was so intent on getting this pie finished. If you were him, and you knew the secret to the wonders of the universe, you wouldn't ever eat anything else. Ever. A long finger taps you on the shoulder. More, mother trucker? He offers you the pie plate. You eagerly dig your finger in. It's getting all over the couch, your face, but you don't care. You just want more of that perfect, contented feeling. Gamzee watches you with dreamy approval. Oh, we in the closet now. Somehow the two of you end up in the supply closet. You aren't really sure why. It's just feeling like a good idea to get in there, possibly to investigate whatever it was that was making a bunch of silly noise just a few minutes ago. Oh, you know what it was. It was you. You and Carcat. You guys came to visit Gamzee one time, but Carcat wussed out. You'll try harder next time. Aha, good try, mother trucker. You're not pulling my stem that easy. My nubby little brother hasn't been anywhere near my mother trucking hive. I've tried to get him over here again and again, you know. But he's all got this hate on for face-to-face hangouts. Not like you. You got your mother trucking pan blown right the heck open. You're like me, my sister. You're wide open to the mother trucking miracles. You tell Gamzee he's totally right. You're so ready and open to whatever miracle comes along. But no, seriously, if he wanted you to go visit Karkat right now, he's probably sleeping his trip off an alien planet. But you could wait, or just zap forward in time a little bit. That's a thing you can do. Oh, for real? Why don't you say so then, mother trucker? Zap us on out of here. Sure, right away. Anything you want, best friend. Gamzee gives you another of those wide and messy grins, like he can't contain his joy at the thought of being someone's best friend. You totally sympathize. You can't actually remember how to use your powers right now. You think it's possible you're a little too high. You don't even remember how you came to be lying on this filthy closet floor and look up at the filthy closet ceiling. Shouldn't you try to keep the place and your cleaning supplies a little, cleaner? No worries, my brother. There ain't any rush. I got my certainty on that one day we're all gonna get together in one big horn pile. He's not wrong. My boy Karkat, T-Dog, Aqueous, that nasty cerulean girl that's always mad as hell. Everybody. We'll all climb up into the clouds together. You don't know who some of those people are, but that's okay. You're confident that they'd all make amazing friends, and you can't wait to climb up into the sky with them. What will you do once you get up there? We'll ride the Dark Carnival all the way to paradise, my brother. The Dark Carnival? That sounds familiar somehow. You feel like you've heard it before. Oh, I should hope so, mother trucker. Anybody what's got any kind of head for religious dogma at all's heard of this. I knew you were the real one. Oh yeah, for sure, you are the realist, but imagine you weren't as real as you could be. What would you tell some dumb idiot who had no idea what Gamzee was talking about? The Dark Carnival's where the path leads to, my brother. Back in the old days, the righteous got their blood poured out when their time came. All the purple paint in the ringmaster's circle. But nowadays, it's more like a metaphor and stuff. When a mother trucker dies, his soul is all ruptured up from his corpse meat, right? And that soul's got to all up and go somewhere, don't it? It's not about just to float around untethered. So it rides up to the carnival, where it gets all right and properly judged, to see whether it's been a good son of a gun or a naughty mother trucker. Anyway, that's how the miracles work. Right? Man, that sounds amazing. Sorry, seeing the red button there flash with all the purple made me freak out. I'm sorry. You really hope Gamzee gets there one day. Something, jagged slams against the haze of drugged contentment. You feel like a booming knock to the inside of your consciousness. You remember a face. Gamzee's face. No, not quite. Oh, Karako, my baby. It's a face with makeup, but it's younger, kinder, more vulnerable. You remember, this is a friend. You remember you had friends. You remember a clown. Whoa. With a monumental effort, you force yourself into the sitting position. Gamzee's still splayed out on the floor, totally gone. But, okay. You have to figure this out. For a split second, you had it. You shake your head, trying to clear it. You stagger up. Gamzee makes sleepy noises and rolls to his side. You stagger back to the living room, feeling your way across the wall until you find an ablution trap. You locate the sink and splash some water on your face, trying to focus enough to concentrate, but not enough to lose this thread. Somehow you know that if you become too aware of yourself, you're going to completely forget everything again. It's almost like someone wants you to forget. Forget all your friends and your past adventures. You close your eyes and picture that friendly clown face. A name drifts across your mind, almost close enough to snatch. Zap. Whoa, what the hell? We're in a pixelated place. What the heck? All of your other trips through narrative have been instantaneous. 1 second you're in place, and the next you're in another. This time the air feels warm and gelatinous, like trying to run while waist deep in water. The drug pie could be screwing with your powers, but you know at the core that isn't right. You are where you aren't supposed to be, and something here knows you're trespassing. Hey, the room got more real, less pixelated. Something here is awake and it sees you. Hey, it's us, we're running. Your body goes through a series of shivers, not unlike when you first tasted the pie. Some distant layer of you knows that whatever you're experiencing is wrong and not meant to be seen by anyone, as if somehow you've gotten a glimpse into the subatomic level. Your vision stretches out into a long, empty corridor. At the other end is a T-posing man! You slingshot back to Gamzee's hive, hitting the floor with what feels like every inch of your body. Man, how can you fall on your butt and head at the same time? How is that even legal? Even worse, you appear to have sobered up so much faster than you had any right to. The high is broken like a fever and you're sweating through your trendy collared shirt. You turn. Gamzee has somehow moved himself to the couch while you were doing whatever it was, trying to throw yourself into part of the narrative you don't have permission to see. He looks significantly less stoned than before, too. Where'd you go at, mother trucker? Oh, you tried to pop in to visit someone? Someone you thought you remembered from your past. And it went wrong. Somehow you're getting this image of a T-posing figure, which is absolutely absurd. Then again, it might have been a mannequin. We ran into a mannequin. Dang. That's some deep nonsense right there. Some righteous noise. Yeah, I guess so. Probably just the Drew gaze, though. Gamzee looks at you through slitted, hazy eyes, and then you realize that trying to explain anything to him when he's in this state isn't going to do any good. Just a fever dream. And that's probably exactly what it was. Dang, maybe this is what kids refer to as a bad trip. Is this what Gamzee does? Just sits in his hive all the time and gets high? Well, that's a perfectly respectable way to deal with a hell place like Alternia, but ugh, makes you sad. All these kids you've met so far make you incredibly sad. There, now you went and bummed yourself out. You're exhausted. You really aren't above doing at least the amount of work for the highest possible reward here. You shrug and tell him that possibly what you experienced was a miracle. Gamzee's beatific smile makes it all better. Victory! Doom. Hopefully everything's okay with the recording. I'm nervous. Okay. Okay. Well, we got Gamzee's figured out. On to Vriska's, the scourge of the high seas. What Vriska theme are we gonna hear? Because all of them are pretty good. Your latest narrative jaunt has you walking down an Alternian shore. The two moons light up this beach cove in shades of pink and lime green, their reflections playing at shimmering patterns in the gentle waves. It'd be beautiful if not for the haggard, monstrous gulls picking up the flesh from the dead, and their pungently rotting fish, crabs, and even one of their own. Keep your distance as they eye you warily, gore on their chipped beaks. These are not potential friends. Seagulls, man, they suck. Everywhere you jump, serendipity seems to guide your hand. But would it be right to call you fortunate? The night is cool, almost cold. You kick a pure white seashell down the beach. It skips gracelessly in the dark gray sand. You brought friends together and just barely begun to master this tremendous and strange new power. But no, you think, you're not fortunate as you walk alone down the sand that's still radiating stored up heat from the searing day. You feel a pang. Something's missing. You know you felt this way before, but you can't place when. You have a gulf within you and with the width and... Okay, I can never pronounce this word correct. Breadth of this ocean. An insulation so plain, so true, it seems impassable. Invincible. You step on a weird bug and you don't even care. Yes, you're filled with a sudden, almost comforting conviction. Nothing you've done in your journey has really made a difference. If you pick up and put down the lives of these alien weirdos and human weirdos and shake them like an Etch-a-Sketch when things go wrong, are you really accomplishing anything? Or are you just building terrible castles in the sand with flimsy plastic implements? Castles that won't mean anything for nothing when the tide rises. You decided that you are a creature of solitude. You are a rock. You are an island. From now on, you walk alone. There may be an angled figure crouching with terrible posture on the dock ahead, sure. That figure may be sitting next to an intriguingly looking moored ship, yes. And surely one glimpse of potential life to meddle in won't immediately make you fall off the wagon back into the life of okay. I can't pronounce words now. I think I'm having a mild stroke. Okay. Itinerant. There we go. Right? Oh, sweet, a new friend. Hi, Vriska. Oh, super ego again. Okay. Dang it. You ambled over to the girl hunched on the dock like the stupid themebo friend slut you are, doing an acrobatic pirouette off the wagon. She hasn't seen you yet, so you watch her like a creep. She's leaning over a complicated pile of papers, erasing boxes and filling them in again. Every once in a while, she pauses to roll various dice. As soon as you take one step onto the wooden deck, she looks up and jumps with feline quickness into a standing position, looking immediately ready for a fight. Wow. What are you? You raise your hands in a pathetic sort of I'm innocent and weak motion, which of course, for you, is basically any motion. Wait a second. You're that weirdo that was bothering Kanaya, aren't you? Yep, you say exactly that, weirdo, and now you're here saying hello to a new stranger and maybe a new friend. Isn't that great? Great. Just what I need. More meddling. I know I'm the coolest, but I'm kind of busy right now. Big campaign tonight. Dude, you're so good at campaigns, you tell her. You're all about hope and change. You helped Al Gore hang a Chad. Tippecanoe and Tyler, too. What even the heck are you saying? Don't call me dude, or anything else for that matter. You mean you're down to help? Maybe be her campaign manager? I just hit the table, dang it. Huh. I'm the captain here, buddy. But as it happens, I'm currently all out of first mates. Wanna be a swabby? Oh, it's like a boat thing. Yes. So that's why there's a boat here. What are all the papers on the ground for? The campaign, idiot! They're the character sheets for me, the greatest petticoat sea grift ever to sail the 8 seas. One of our friends was raised in a cave, and she knows what a flarp is. Well, you can zap over to the cave and ask her then. Her look of indifference is immediately replaced with a tilt of the head, as though that your threat to leave caught her attention. Ew. Not unless you want to smell like cat pee for weeks and get high off secondhand nap. Look, it's simple. Pick a name and roll up some stats. For example, I'm Marquis Spinneret Mindfang. I'm the scourge of the high seas, an undefeated champion of naval flarp. My colors on the horizon turn even high-bloods into sniveling cowards. You say that sounds really cool, but aren't troll names 6 letters long? I mean, you only met a couple before this, but for some reason you have a really strong sense of the rules here. I'm in character here. Try to keep up. You guess that explains the outfit. She seems like really into this, maybe weirdly into this. It's all a bit intense. Is this just a game? Flarp is more than just a game. And I'm the best there is. How about this? If you agree to make a character and sail with me, I'll tell you my real name. You'd look at her elaborate costume over her ship and decide, why the hell not? You've already made your friend bed, now you have to sleep in it. Not that you're going to sleep or anything, that would be patently ridiculous. Oop. Oh gosh. The stat bat, I can't with this. Wow. Okay, let's walk you through this. You should be flattered that a master gamer like me is giving you the full tutorial. I had to read the books myself with no help. The first thing to do is roll values for each of the 10 dice rostra. 10 dice rostra. Simple, right? She pops a huge dice bag out of her Silodex and starts handing you groups at a time. You roll 2d4, 4 dice rostrum, throne of the Empress, and get 2 ones. You roll 66 for a dice rostrum conductor's stand, and 6 snake eyes stare up at you from the wood of the dock. Yeah, it's funny because conductors and snakes. Anyway. Wow, you're really bad at this. Just take the insult lying down. You've gotta hand it to her. When she's right, and she's right, so she's right. You finished all 26 dice rolls required for this game, and you've gotten the lowest on each one. What rotten luck. I have never seen anyone roll this low before. I didn't even know you could get a 0. That's okay. We can save this by putting the stats in the right place. She flips to the other page on the player's handbook, and she shows you the attributes of Flarp. For some reason, you can read them despite just arriving on this planet for the first time. True, it's all in English. Right? So your Vim, Grit, Pulchritude, and Grace combined with real-life vitals to make up your HP. I can't with this. Oh, gosh. Okay. Wait, real-life vitals? Your body's weak and terrible. Is this some kind of hardcore game? The most dangerous game? If you die in the game, do you die in real life? Someone gets Sword Art Online over here. Which I have a neutral stance on. Anyway. Yeah? You didn't know? The sheer combined shock of what you don't know could kill an elephant quicker than Thomas Edison trying to discredit an immigrant. You get it to roll again when you level up, so you don't be pathetic forever. I mean, if you survive. But with a scourge like me at your side, you're on easy street. I'm jealous of you, really. You gulp and nod. Okay, let's finish this. The Marquis grins. Her lipstick smears a bit where her fangs jut out. You think that's just how it is for trolls wearing lipstick, but Kanaya's was perfect. She pulls an 8-ball out of her pocket and smashes it suddenly and violently on the dock. You jump at the noise. She looks at you pitifully, then decides not to make fun of you. Out of the wrecked plastic sophistic sphere, a gross, grubby worm appears. It's like the size of a wiener dog, and it's wriggling. You see that it's pulsating? Covered in blue-tinted family recreation water once inside the 8-ball. The grub's swollen oviposterior glistens. It extends to deposit a massive brood of eggs, each glowing at the center with a slowly pulsating LED light. This is a bit gross. You look away and dry heave a bit, leaning off the dock. So far, this game sucks. Jeeg. Don't tell me you've never seen a game grub before. You tell her that you've never seen a game grub before. Also, maybe she should have given you a CW before. Okay. Trigger. What? Is that supposed to be trigger warning but with a C? I don't know. Before it makes you watch the thing that includes a glistening oviposterior. What? Oh crap. Yeah, that was pretty gross. Here. You bring the pause menu, click on warnings, and read it before making an informed decision. Have those been here the whole time? Vriska taps her foot impatiently while you screw around in the game client. For some reason, seeing the full list of content warnings isn't easing your anxiety about what's ahead. It reminds you of something that once made you really angry. In fact, you're especially worried about the gore and death tags. Maybe you should just peace out of this. There's basically no harm whatsoever in you yeeting out of this one. Might save you from drowning for good measure. Not that flirtation with dangerous ends is exactly rare for you. Peace out or play Flarp with Vriska. Well, I got the feeling that peacing out would just end this really quickly. So let's try peacing out. You know what? You're not feeling up to tabletop gaming today. You close your eyes and feel yourself sinking into another narrative. Wait! Your loss. She's sad. Okay. Okay. Back into the game. We're gonna play this right. Play Flarp. You know what? You're an informed reader and prepared gamer. You got this. You tell Vriska what's next. You ask Vriska what's next. She points to one of the glowing, blinking eggs, which is hatching a pixelated-looking bat. It flaps its way into the air with a high-pitched squeak and starts glowing and projecting a holographic image of a torch. Alright, all you have to do is assign your dice rostra to your attribution sconce. What? Pick your best and worst stats, and your top 2 stats determine your starting class. That's a lot of classes, but I'm already the best one. Right, well, that seems simple enough. Drag attributes from the dice rostrum. You want to utilize them. This decision is permanent. Make sure you're satisfied before pressing finalize and ensconcing them. Oh. Okay. 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 No current class. Okay. I don't remember how any of this works. Okay. None of this makes any sense to me. Okay, I actually don't have my mouse up here, so I'm using the silly little touch screen. Well, randomize. I wasn't able to drag them. Okay, let me try again. Hover. Yeah, okay, I can't do anything. So, random it is. Does it change every time? Oh, current class. I can check the classes as they get rolled. Cool. Vainglorious bastard. Nope. Infant cerebral. Lardbard. Free musketeer. Frontline vanguard. A pepster chum. Or Pablo Pasadobel. I'll go with Lardbard. Let's do this. Your 2 highest attributes are AP and PLC. Your starting class will be Lardbard. Alright, debuffs are one way to play. A little underhanded, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Max level Petticoat Seagrift and level 1 Lardbard. Not exactly the meta strat, but you're lucky you're paired with a #1 gamer on Alternia. Before I can carry you to victory, we need just one more thing. There's more to this? What now? Is a giant sandworm gonna poke its head out of the sand and puke up some more game mechanics that will be described in excruciating narrative detail? Quit being so dramatic. Your character needs a name. Oh, a name. You already have one of those, though. You told Jade already, but man, you're not feeling as comfortable with it right now for some reason. Why is thinking of yourself as a distinct being with an identity and history feel so uncomfortable? What's wrong with you? Might as well make up a character name. Name your character. Laurel. Okay, I can't use the shift. Oh, I can. Eevees. The Marquise welcomes you aboard her ship, LaureledEevees. As soon as you confirm your name, the other eggs start squelching and crackling into more little flying holographic biotech projectors of various shapes and sizes, moths and dragonflies and lightning bugs zipping off into the distance. Vriska captchlogs all her various books and character sheets, pushes her eye patch glasses up the bridge of her nose, and clambers up the gangplank of her ship, which you see has a name painted on the side in cerulean script as you follow her. Brigantine. Here, hold this. Vriska hands you a rope and you hold onto it, keeping the mainsail rolled as she scurries to and fro, aft and bow, across the deck of the ship, making adjustments. You watch her try to tie down a double bow line, but struggle with the dexterity of her mechanical fingers. Swearing in frustration under her breath, you politely look away and try to make idle conversation. You ask her the end of the bargain. What? Her name. You made a character? She tells you her name, that's the deal. She secures another ringing and stomps back over to you. You haven't really made a character until you're in costume. Is your fit not already fresh? Perhaps even the freshest? Here. She dumps an extra outfit out of her inventory, looking almost exactly like an earlier version of hers. Smaller, but with more amateur stitching. You put on the big bridge coat and feel super cool. She looks at you, tilts her head, and evaluates, and then grabs a jaunty hat, feather and all, from her Silodex and pops it on your head. Nice. Alright, my name's Vriska. Vriska Circuit, don't forget it. Vriska Circuit, or the Marquis, satisfied with her preparations, snatches the robe from you and lets it go, unfurling the mainsail. She practically skips to the captain's wheel, ready to steer the brigantine out of the harbor. Real name basis is one step closer to friendship, though for a moment you feel like you got told that name already? Your brain is messed up enough without remembering stuff that maybe didn't happen in canon. If canon is even a real thing, that means not something anymore. Your unsettling metatextual introspection is interrupted by Vriska shouting, "Roll for initiative!" You hear the buzz of projector bugs boarding your ship, and soon 4 flickering holograms appear on the main deck, looking like lurching zombie trolls. You already hear dice rattling on the deck, and you look over to her to cheat and figure out what you need to roll. Alright, I'm starting with an 18. Looks like you got, subtract the modifier? 19, huh? Guess you go first, LaureledEevees. That's it. It's LARPing time. You look down at the piece of paper with your abilities on it, ready to cast Magic Missile or Bugsby's Grasping Hand or something. You pick up the top attack from the list. Why do you shoot Magic Missile? There's nothing to fire. I'm attacking the darkness. Anyway, it's your special class ability. You channel the spirit of the Lardbard, point straight at one of the holographic zombies, and yell that you're casting Sizzle Slam. You grab a D20, blow it in your hand. Your lady luck, no snake eyes, no gambling terms, whatever. You let the icosahedron of tabletop destiny through the air, awaiting the result with bated breath. You get a 2 and a miss. Dang it. Vriska laughs aloud. Check out how a real gamer does it. She shows you how a real gamer does it. Over the course of this and the next 4 holographic encounters of buffooning complexity, tediousness, and difficulty in word count, she just rolls so many dice and keeps getting so many traits, so many stats. You're overwhelmed, bewildered, and tired of doing math in pencil by the time the last squid-themed hollow monster dies. You're worried about the danger of this game before, but it seems like the only way you're gonna die today is from boredom. Then you spot it. A schooner, painted all in black, emerges from the fog. You shout at Vriska that there's a ship on the port horizon. Vriska looks right. Does she not know the difference between port and starboard? You point to the proper direction. She gives the mischievous grin of hers. Now it's time for the real action. We've entered the PvP-enabled zone. She puts aside her character sheets and dice, drawing a blue saber. She holds it in her hand, the ship's wheel in the other. That's the Rue, the ship of the Dreadclaw Ophelia. Top of the naval flarp leaderboards. She's got a whole crew on that boat. But she's just another rich sea dweller with hired help, and she's been too scared to face me. Vriska's pointing your ship straight at the Rue, and you've picked up some speed. You make out a troll girl with finned ears and a gaudy purple outfit that you described as sexy pirate Halloween costume from the world's most bougie party city, Dreadclaw Ophelia. It's absolutely garish compared to Vriska's more normcore approach to RP activewear, but dressed much more humbly than the captain are a bunch of low blood standing behind her, clutching terrible rusty swords and shaking. So let's bring the fight to her. You're not slowing down, pointing straight at the enemy hull. Vriska steers your ship directly into the well-appointed schooner, and you struggle to keep your feet at the shock of the impact, which knocks the violet blood in her frightened thralls to the deck of the Rue. She yells over the din of horrific wood-on-wood screeching. Hey, Swabby! Wanna be really good at sword fighting? You look at her with stars in your eyes. Yes, you do want to be really good at sword fighting. You nod eagerly, and she underhand tosses you her blue-hilted saber, which you catch eagerly. Ooh, boy. Vriska grins back and puts her hand to her temple and squints with her one good eye. The 7 dots of her prosthetics seem to smear and blur as your vision loses focus. You managed well to this point as your first mate of the brigantine, but your sea legs seem to give out at you all at once. You drop the sword you were given and it clatters to the deck. You try to tell her something's wrong, but your mouth lolls open and you drool a bit. A dull pain gains a sharp and sudden clarity. It feels like though 8 spindly legs are crawling on your head. No, in your head. Each footfall feels more like a knife cutting through butter. At some point, all sensation slips to nothing, and you follow the sword to the ground asleep. What the hell? Wake up, moron! You don't hear that, and you don't wake up. The salt and swell of the ocean gives way to the rustling of alien trees. No longer do you hear the scream of gulls following your ship, waiting for corpses and gore to tumble overboard. It's all peaceful. Consciousness returns to you, and its first present is the discovery that you're face down in slightly wet dirt, some in your mouth. You spit it out and sit up, brushing muck off your flarp costume. Wait, it's not a flarp costume, it's a hoodie with a jagged cerulean symbol, a different symbol on loose-fitting, as though it belonged to a friend. Half memories swim in your mind as you take in the scene. It's just as familiar as your clothing. A stump sitting in the clearing between the trunks of purple-treed Alternian forest. A harpoon sticks out of it. The stump of dismay. Oh, what the heck was that? Wait. Was that Boulder? The stump would typically fill you with unease, an aura of death and defeat, but a squirrely silhouette cuts through the darkness. You step further into the clearing and feel your heart lift. Boulder! What are you doing here, girl? Sitting there on the stump, kicking bare feet back and forth, tilting her head to the side and smiling impishly is your friend Boulder Lamati. You remember her. You remember her! Psst. Fancy seeing you here. That's a joke. I'm a figment of your imagination. I was expecting you the whole time. She pats the stump next to her in an inviting gesture and you sit down. You feel less adrift than you can ever remember. You tell her that you missed her. Of course you did. You've gotten yourself in a real mess, dear friend. You ask about their old friends, all your old friends sitting next to you. They flip through your mind clear as day, as though the memories were never locked away in the first place. How are Tagora and Gallic doing? Has she run into Ardata again? What's going on in the neighborhood? Do folks miss you? The last question collapses her wry smile to a genuine crestfallen expression. I can't really tell you that for sure. You've seen it yourself, just how much he can do. There's a whole other disturbance in this neighborhood, and it has his nefarious fingerprints all over it. It's almost like he was preparing for this. That I try to stay one step ahead and remember what I'm fighting for. Do you? The question is arresting. What are you doing? Even with your memory clouded, you've just been bumbling into other people's stories, breaking things as you go. Well, there's nothing wrong with breaking things. It's like they say. Sometimes you have to compromise a few unfertilized cluck-beast embryo in the name of for a complete breakfast. Boulder, you're so creepy. I thought you were going to say tick-tock, break heads. You tell her that you haven't had a good breakfast in ages. One of the places you were at had swords in the fridge. Also, you have absolutely no idea what you're doing. You're going where the river takes you. But things are different now. There's a great power within you that you just are now realizing. The power to shape the river, to use its waters to scour the lands as you please. A power even he doesn't fully understand. You look down at your hands. Sitting next to her, you start to remember the green room, the story you've fallen into. You tell her there's so much broken and you have no idea how to fix it. You tell her you wish she was real, not just in your head. She'd know what to do. She tilts her head again inquisitively. Am I, though? Just in your head, I mean. The story is only broken if you accept that it's broken. If you think of the story as something given to you. Oh no, there's strings. But it's not. Puppet masters may try and tell you that the strings they're pulling are the only ones. As she continues to say this, her head jerks back oddly. She continues whispering, calm as ever. Don't be afraid. Don't let anyone tell you that this story belongs to them. Not him. Not anyone. Why is the background getting darker? Please don't jump scare me again. You feel it too. Feels like threads tug at your body and hers even more. Her limbs twitch and pull in gruesome pantomime as more and more strings loop around her and disappear skyward. They are nearly surround her completely, but you're powerless to resist. Paralyzed. It's for you. It's always been for you. Remember, friend, the only question... She only manages to spit out 4 more words as she is swallowed up and tangled in a spider's web of marionette string, choked and broken. What will you do? We're back here! The whole scene seems to melt away in searing green and you're falling, dancing beneath the skilled hands controlling you. He's here. He was already. The ticking of 1,000 clocks, exactly in time, echoes around you. You. Did you miss me? I seem to be on your mind. I'm flattered. There's no wonder you're thinking about me just after meeting one of my greatest disappointments. You really spend too much time around willful little girls. It may start to give you ideas. Ideas of choice, of challenge. You're relevant because those holding the strings decided you're relevant. An observer. The show must go on, but don't make the mistake these little ingrates did. It can go on without you, the bits that really matter at least. What's that? Why am I doing this? I'm afraid not, darling. I don't even know what you're referring. Tears sear at the edge of your eyes again. You try to keep Boulder's words in your mind as the strings squeeze the breath out of you. What will you do? Another voice seems to answer. From the other place entirely, scratched and loud, it says, "Fix this." You wake up. Cold stone and a draft greets you. Charming. You blearily open your eyes, memories of the dream already fading into wisps in your mind. You're in a cluttered bedroom, or the cluttered respite block you're sure is Vriska's, based on the broken 8 balls scattered everywhere. You pick yourself up off the ground and try to think about how you got here. You passed out back on the brigantine. She must have brought you home, but where is she? You turn around and see a window. You look outside and see a dramatic scene below. Vriska is mind-controlling a bunch of thralls? Once she must have won off Dreadclaw while you were out cold. They're marching on one by one towards a massive web. Perched in the web is a giant spider, heaving, hulking, angry, hungry. Vriska is about to feed the losers of this game to her Lucis. You can't watch, hide in her room, and wait. I'll go over here since we already did that. Okay. Intervene. Holy crap, this is supposed to be a game. These innocent kids are getting fed to a giant spider, and it's all because you're definitely essential contributions to Vriska's victory. This is so messed up. Games don't cause violence, you think, as you rush down the stairwell. They can't. Vriska's gonna discredit the entire generation of gamers and add fuel to the fire of anti-gaming activism, which is with this kind of behavior. Oh, and also kill some kids. That's like normal Alternia stakes, though. You gotta defend the integrity of Fortnite, which is much more important, obviously. Man, Minecraft is where it's at. Well, looks like we're too late. You rush to the late night air, too late to save the tranquilized and mind-controlled olive blood from being torn asunder. Vriska's Lucis holds the troll boy in her forelegs, pedipalps tearing through clothing and chelicrae, I don't know body definitions. Okay. Feeding a winding intestine into her mouth. You feel like you're gonna yarts. You have no idea what you're doing, standing out here alone against a giant monster and this gagged of mind-controlled thralls, but you gulp down some air and yell, "Stop!" Vriska turns to you and doesn't look like she's doing a lot better, frankly. She's got a similarly sick expression to her face, but something in her eyes is dead, resigned. Her expression crumples into a scowl. "What the hell are you doing?" She squints her one eye in pain like there's a voice screaming inside her head. "Okay. I know, okay? I know. I'm dealing with it." She steps forward towards you and you see cerulean dice appear one at a time between her fingers. The dice are sparkling with cold blue flame. You suddenly feel as though you're going to have a very, very bad time. Oh, way to throw sands in here. Okay. First, you fall asleep on me like a weenie and I have to fight the last encounter all on my own. Then I carry you back to safety even though we just met. You owe me. Turn around and go back. Now. You look past her at the giant spider. The awful noise of squelching has stopped. 8 eyes are trained on you, blinking out of order. A splattered Pollock palette of multicolored blood is smeared all over her slathering mouth. There's 7 trolls still standing beside her, mindless mouths lolling. Next. You don't turn around. You don't go back. You stand your ground, unarmed and without a plan. Surely your new friend will see how wrong this is. Vriska looks, hurt for a moment, betrayed. But the same glare settles back on her face. Sorry, I'm just have to focus on something. I see Equius's hive in the background, and that's all I'm saying. Oh, and I see a bunch of, like, trolls on the ground. Nice. You think you're a big hero stopping this dangerous girl, right? Happy as a bit of mollusk about your little protagonist moment? You're being stupid. You don't understand what's happening here. What I have to do. You can't fix this. Nobody can. So now you're just another little weenie who thinks they're a hero and I'm a villain. So sure, I'll play ball. I'll be exactly what you want. She tosses the... Whoa, no! Tosses the dice on the ground. Baroness restraint. She could have clowned me. The dice glow of a blue flame as they tumble into the stop. An ethereal whip materializes and snaps around your ankles and you're dragged dizzyingly fast towards the spider's web. The friction of your butt on the rocky cliff face tears the butt off your flarp costume, exposing your delicate cheeks to chafing, your greatest asset. The things get worse now that you're flung directly into the clutches of a horrific arachnid. Yeep. The fangs of Vriska's lucis pierce your skin and pump you full of numbing venom that causes everything to fade to black and static numbness, which is good because she's beginning to eat you alive. It's also good because you can't see or hear a little girl stifle a sniffle, holding herself with crossed arms, one mechanical, rocking back and forth, watching another friend consumed by this chaos that never leaves her. Great work, hero. You got Vord. Game over, man. Game over. Okay, let's go the other route. Well, first, I want to check Chum roll. I haven't even got any of the hidden endings yet. Are you kidding me with this? Weenie and no doubles. I don't know. I'm going to have to look into this, I think. Hide in the room. Okay. Holy crap, Vriska's Lucis is a giant spider monster that eats children. This explains so much and also raises a significant number of questions that you're going to think about while not watching these kids get eaten. You look for something to distract yourself with. You spot a black raggedy book, much older than anything else in the room, with Vriska's symbol on the cover. Oh no. You reach for it and open it up, flipping to a random page and seeing what looks like a journal scrawled in cerulean, but not Vriska's handwriting from your character sheet. Looking inside the first page, you see the name Mindfang. You read, and holy crap, you're very unsure that this is appropriate for a young girl to be reading. You keep flipping through to different parts, and wow, this just gets worse. Vriska named her character after this? You lose yourself in hate reading Mindfang's long stories about petty crime, dubious consent, and weirdly detailed descriptions of the outfits of a woman named Redglare. You're surprised then when Vriska walks up the stairs, hands in her pockets, looking at the ground. She doesn't even look at you before sitting down on the floor across from you, cross-legged and staring 1,000 yards into the distance. She rocks back and forth, hands still in her pockets. As you go to give her a reassuring pat on the back, as soon as you touch her metal shoulder, cold even through her shirt, she turns to you with a jumping glare and hisses like a cat before facing away again. You get the message. She takes an 8-ball out of her inventory again and savagely, brutally beats it to the stone floor of her room until it's nothing but shards in a puddle. Then the two of you sit. She occasionally picks through the debris of the 8-ball and rocks, clenching and unclenching her fists. As minutes pass, her breathing slows bit by bit. You don't say a word or bring up what happens. She's the one who talks first. Earlier, you seemed, like, confused about why I care so much about playing a character. She thumbs the dog-eared edge of a worn piece of paper in her sharp-clawed hand, staring at the wall. She's still got blood on her jacket, blood that makes you retch in the memory of spidery mandibles devouring her spoils. One glimpse of it made you sick. What would dozens do? Hundreds? I mean, it seems obvious to me that the Marquis is the greatest and coolest character ever made. But I've been here for so long, it's sort of like a part of me. Everybody's throwing shapes every day and acting like something, right? But most people are so boring. They don't dress up, they don't act. They always are so obsessed with being the exact kind of troll they were yesterday. Maybe you don't have to be the same. Maybe you can go on message boards and try being someone new and find out you like it. Maybe it's nice to be called something your Lucis doesn't call you. And meet people only ever know you as the girl online or the one other ship who is like a super awesome and or on the other ship who is like super cool and good at things. Come on, you can't tell me you've never wanted to be someone else. You edged a bit closer to her during this rant and are looking at the sheet of paper in her hand. It's a spreadsheet looking series of boxes she's filled in with red ink. Okay. Marquis, Spinneret Mindfang, Petticoat Seagrift. Gender is female. Levels, all of them. She's doodled over the margins, art of her captaining ships and swinging swords and drinking out of goblets. Have you ever wanted to be someone else? The question makes you uncomfortable. Just pondering who you are now fills you with unease. Screw playing a character, filling out sheets like this for yourself seems impossible. A piece of paper representing all your physical and mental attributes? A blank canvas? The common outlines thereon defining the boundaries of every conceivable personality? You don't even know how you'd fill in the gender box. You've been busy making friends, okay? Suddenly she kind of turns on you and there's a desperate kind of crazy intensity in her good eye, like her gaze will burn you. You're gonna leave, aren't you? You know, yeah, of course, everybody does. Do you think I like this? I used to have a partner. She didn't like it either, but she helped anyway. Like you, I guess, except she didn't puke when she saw blood. And also, not like you at all. She made rules. She loves rules. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm not, like, big on those. Gamblegant queens broke rules all the time, and that's what you gotta do to survive. To make the voice stop haranguing me. And like, she heard her Lucis in her head too, but she didn't need anything from her. What's that even like? I've got to be the best. I have to. I didn't get all the levels just to look at them on the sheet. You saw me out there. It's dangerous. She tried to kill me and left me alone. And then I got even because that's what you have to do to backstabbers. I still don't feel even. It doesn't bother her. 'Cause nobody ever cares. They just leave and move on, and I'm still stuck here on this stupid world. How are people mad at me for putting losers out of their misery? This whole planet sucks. Ooh boy, that's a lot. You let her finish her tirade. She isn't looking straight at you for the whole thing. You gently ask her about her Moirail, who you did just befriend, would feel about her saying that she's alone. You see a lot of thoughts flicker through her head and see a lot of expressions dance across her face. She settles into a look like she's smelling something off. People always want stuff from other people. Sometimes, you know, somebody and you can't describe, like, what your whole deal is. You grow up with these ideas about what you're supposed to do, how you're supposed to be. You get handed down these strict categories, tables in your player's handbook. And you read stories or journals or whatever that say, this is a matesprit. You feel like this about them. And you have a Moirail that meddles with you because you're just too broken for her and she just wants. Or you get told, oh, this is what a rival looks like, and then you look at your black date and it's just an absolute repulsive slimy eel who always wants you to kiss him and ew. Aridin. Man, I could really upgrade in that department. But then there's someone that comes along and none of that stuff makes sense to you. You just like being with her. It's It's not like you just feel like stuff makes more sense with her. You'd say like you have this voice in your head saying you're not good enough all the time, but she makes it quiet. But I actually do have a voice in my head saying I'm not good enough? I'm not explaining this right. What I'm trying to say is, yeah, that's a doomsday device. Everybody leaves, nobody cares. We're all waiting on a call-up to war. And look, I'm ready. I'm the best at war. It's just a big flarp. But I'd rather have a plan B. You give Vriska a moment to breathe. You don't even give her a reassuring touch on the back, remembering her jump and hiss when you tried that last. She's like a feral cat, this girl. Tangled, greasy hair droops over her shoulders that are always hunched up, like something would have come for her throat if she exposed it to anyone. You wonder if she ever let her shoulders wander down. Okay, down around the girl she's talking about. An ex, perhaps? Of course she did. You wonder if she'll ever will again. You hear a psst in your ear and a squirrely little laugh, and suddenly remember a green room, and you've had a thought like this, and you've thought this before somehow. You ask her that question that's been consuming you, or more accurately, not consuming you. Why were you left up here when everyone else got fed to the spider? She tenses up immediately when you ask this, and takes some time to clench her fists, then release them. Some people are off limits. She has to eat, but she doesn't eat my friends when I bring her enough food. When you're counted as off limits, you're one of her friends? Oh my gosh, don't get a big head about it, Baka! I wouldn't let her eat Karkat either, and he's not like my BFFC or for life or anything. Plus, you helped me out, and that's the pirate's code. Plus, Fussy Fangs would be mad. It must be hard separating trolls into two classes, friends and food like that. It must be hard and nobody understands. I mean, that's how it works here. Everybody's got someone to kick down on. Except Rustbloods. But them's the breaks. Somebody's got to be at the bottom to keep the whole shebang afloat. Killing people lower down than you is what all the school feeds say you're supposed to do. School feeds. So I guess like they have online courses or something. You just feed it. Okay. To get ready for a life of space war against... Well, it mostly seems like they kill more lowbloods. That's all it ever is. My ancestor... She looks left and right as though she's going to be overheard, then leans in smirkily. She sounds like she's getting ready to let you in on a circuit. I mean a secret. Okay, a circuit, a secret. Okay, we got it. My ancestor Mindfang, she sailed around being the terror of the high seas for a while, but she fell in with a group that was going to do something about all that. A bunch of weirdos led by a mutant who wanted revolution. I always wanted to be like her. I liked using her name more than my own for a while, dressing up like her, learning to sail. I always wanted to end up back here with a pile of corpses. No, but I always end up here with a pile of corpses. That's having a Lucis, right? Sometimes you don't get to do what you want to do. She talks to me, you know. It only stops when she's full. Always, 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 always whispering in my head, saying I was fatter than her. Sorry. Fat Vriska joke. Okay. Saying I deserved all the things that happened to me. Even when I was bleeding out on this floor. You look at the cold, cluttered, uncomfortably drafty room. Whatever happened to her face and arm must have happened here. You see a broken figure silhouetted on the wall. You look back at Vriska and you know what she is. For all the bombast, insults, killing, you're looking at a survivor. You're looking at someone who did nothing wrong. You remember Dave's carefully crafted defense of a persona. You remember Rose eating oatmeal for dinner in a daftly brutalist mansion. Jade in the shadow of a volcano raising herself. The world can be brutal, as this one. Earth makes survivors too, and you have to make a difference for them, one at a time. All of the nihilistic bull earlier feels like it was shouted at you by some meddling voice. Someone holding the strings. Screw that. You're gonna be a hero today. You're gonna make friends with this whole planet if you have to, and you're gonna make it better. Or at least less of a complete dumpster. You stop, you tell Vriska you'll be right back and sprint down the spiral staircase. You keep running, pumping your beautiful legs straight out the door to Vriska's giant hive. You don't have to color inside the lines of someone else's story. This is your narrative now. You take a leap when you reach the cliff and barrel over, falling fast, wind whipping past your face as you tumble through the air towards the giant spider. A leap not of faith, but of hope. You crash into the carapace of Vriska's terrible murder mom hard, cracking it with a piercing shriek. At the same time, you... Whoa. Zap hundreds of feet above the mouth of a volcano on Jade's Island and kick off the back of the spider, leaving the giant troll-gorged arachnid stumbling into the lava as you zap back to Alternia, back to Vriska's respite block. You appear behind her. She doesn't notice you. She's looking out her window, down at the empty web, with a shocked expression. Still looking out the window, her stunned silence turns slowly into a grin, someone less generous than you would describe as crap-eating. Holy crap, LaureledEevees! You actually did something! Why, thank you! Hell frickin' yes, we killed your mom. Okay. Chum roll? How are we supposed to get the alternate endings? What is even the hell? I guess it has something to do with all the rolling on that one. No doubles and a weenie. So let's try going back and trying that again. I wish I didn't load over that first save though. Dang it. Vainglorious, Bruce Lee, Fanciful Fundamentalist, Pluck Brigadier. Boy Skylark, that's it! Hold on before I finalize. Okay, imagination and your starting class will be Boy Skylark. Oh my gosh, you dopey big potential types are all the same. Good luck winning anything that pathetic with that pathetic class. Okay. Now I gotta see. I'm gonna save down here. Chum roll. Yes, we got that one. Weenie, you and Tavros have a lot in common. Yay! Now I just need no doubles. What does that mean? Give me like 2 seconds, okay? We need a name, and I already know what it's gonna be. Vriska. I cannot stress this enough. No doubles. Okay, did that work? Mind Fang. With a capital M. Okay. Let's try Carcat. No, Tavros. No! No. You gotta pick a name less wimpy than that. Terezi? As soon as you say it, Vriska narrows her eyes at you without warning. She pushes you off the dock into the briny Alternian waters. Oh. Aw, come on! Dude, please? Nope. 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 No. Yes. This is the one. No doubles. Pick again. Okay, did that do it? Yeah! Woohoo! We finally did it! Okay. Close this menu. We getting back out of here. That stays, right? Good. We finally got... Okay, we got Mother Thrower. You change Vriska's life forever. You wonder what broiled spider tastes like. We got no doubles. There's only room for one petticoat seagrift in the sea on the high seas. And we got Weenie. You and Tavros have a lot in common. Finally, someone had to help me out on Twitter for that to happen. Thank you so much, Curiously Vrisky. I believe that was your title. I'm going right onto Twitter right now. Yep, Curiously Vrisky. Thank you very much. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you all next time. Bye!
Hey there. Consider becoming a patron, just like the phenomenal Bleed Red, Alexander Madeline, and Uranium Coffee.